Hello, here again with Dr. Joaquin G. Molina, and we're going through the material of What is a Man. We're in chapter 7, and we have titled this chapter, Godly Man or Peter Pan. There is science and research and philosophers that continually try to find what is it in the phenomena, this occurrence that is observed with men, those of the male gender that refuse to grow up. It is such an alarming rate of high percentages of the male population that refuse to move forward towards this thing called maturity. As these researchers and scientists and social scientists research this, they have named it the phenomena, the Peter Pan syndrome. What is the Peter Pan syndrome? It's the caricature, the cartoon, who was a young boy who refused to grow up to the extent that he would move to Neverland, and he lived there to continually enjoy the pleasures of childhood. He didn't want to become a man. He sang songs. He had a philosophy, I never want to grow up. And this phenomena is seen in our modern day population. But it's not a present day phenomena, because in the book of God, the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 16, Jesus says, what will I compare this generation to? And he says, I'll compare it to children that are playing in the marketplace, calling unto their companions, come and play with us, come and fool around. And so you see that this plight of men who refuse to grow up becomes the subject matter of chapter 7. We have titled it Godly Man, which is the call of God to all men to mature, to garner the maturity of responsibility and reality and confront life's challenges. And the opposite is, I'm not going to. I'm going to rebel. I'm going to become fanciful. It's not going to be about reality. It's going to become about fantasy. I'd rather the PlayStation, video games. I'd rather Playboy, pornography, anything that is not part of reality. And this becomes a curse to family, becomes a curse to children with parenting, irresponsible fathers who live in fantasy land. And so this becomes a curse, a scourge upon our land. And we're calling men to pay attention to God. There's grace sufficient to mature, to take on responsibility, to confront life with its challenges, and understand that God gives the grace to move in the right direction. Jesus was 12 years old, and he would say, I must be about my Father's business. The challenge of humility and obedience and accountability, all these things have to do with forging the character towards maturity. So we have concluded in our chapter 7 with many of the different verses that tell man to leave selfishness. James chapter 3 verse 16 says, wherever there is selfishness, selfish ambition and conceit, there's disorder and all manner of evil. That presence, it's a climate of destruction, of ruin. And so we don't want to be selfish. We want to deny ourselves. And that's the expression of love. In this process of maturity, we have continued on to say that it is the progression, it's a process that progresses towards maturity. That's manhood. And I invite you to take that journey with us using our book, What is a Man? And I invite you to join us at whatisaman.com and follow our videos and follow along these progressive steps towards manhood, because you were called to be a champion. God bless you. See you soon.